All right, YouTube. Hey, it's coming out in 3 years. Most hated versus most loved comedians. Let's hear it.
For every 5 admired comedians, there's another 5 who are completely despised, and it's no secret that joke thief Dane Cook fits snugly into category 2. In 2005, Dane Cook was listed as the world's most famous comic, although despite being known by an audience of millions, he was notably hated by every other comedian. A comedy radio host stated, "Not one."
I can suggest stuff if you want. I save my favorite YouTubes and TikToks. I usually... That's the thing about me. Before stream, I usually spend like about 20, 30 minutes just looking for videos. And the shit usually gets pretty lengthy. But it's a Wednesday. Niggas don't be dropping around now. At least I don't really know the algorithm. So I can't really debate on whether niggas be dropping. But it's earlier than the day. Niggas usually drop later. But if you got any recs, and I could start putting in the rotation. Unc, why you starve the dogs? What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about YouTube.
On my show
YouTube.
And says, "I'm so."
It's not purpose. You want to edit for me, Wild? You want to edit for free? Don't even think about saying the word. I'll give you 2 rubber. Okay, see. Let's go.
Happy for him, which is weird. They can't stand this poor guy, the reason for which being jealousy, at least according to Dane.
A lot of jealousy, a lot of animosity that I, at a young age, will...
I wasn't going to say 2 pesos. I don't own 2 pesos. What is that even in U.S. currency? I don't know. I was going to say 2 rubber bands, a paperclip, and a gum wrapper.
Was famous, hanging around with beautiful women, rich.
Although the real reason might have been because Dane had stolen their jokes, given he was called out for copying a bit done by Louis C.K.
You can name your kid.
That shit is 6 cents. 1 peso equals 6 cents. I will not pay you 12 cents. I'm paying you at least $1.45. Come on.
Anything you want. I like that part. I like to give
That's
my
not
kid
6 cents. The fuck you on? What you talking about? That's not 6 cents. How? What are you? This is not. Yes, it is. Are you stupid? Look up how much a what? Do you want me to flip it? $1 equals 17.2 pesos. Yes, that makes sense. The math checks out. You stupid bitch. Your ass ain't getting no pesos. How about that? Talking about sorry Unc. Literally, we looking at the graph. It said $1 equals 6 pesos. That's why you fail in math. Last time it was 19. Damn. Bro, it's called inflation. You ever watched the Ip Man movies? I watched one. I think I watched... The only one I can remember watching all the way through is the one where he was... It was in black and white. That whole movie wasn't in black and white, was it? It was in black and white, and he was in the middle of the mat. He was fighting like 10 motherfuckers. I don't know if that was the first one or what.
Like a name with no vowels, maybe, you know? Just like 40 Fs, that's his name.
I already have names picked out. I don't even know. First kid, boy, girl, I don't care. The first one that comes out, I'm naming it. I think it's beautiful. It's feminine but strong at the same time. Time for bed. I said time for bed.
Fans then noticed Dane had also copied a bit by Dimitri Martin at around the same time.
I went into a shoe store and I said, hey, can I get those in a 10? The guy said, sure, and he went in the back. Then a couple minutes later he came out and he goes, I don't have a 10, I have a 9. Great. Because while you were in the back, my toes were severed off.
She walks out. She comes up to me, you guys, so enthusiastic, such like optimism. She's holding a boot. She comes right up to me and she goes, we have it in a 9. Great, you guys also have a bone saw anywhere nearby?
With Patrick CC running through even more
Passy C plug
before touching on another reason Dane Cook is hated, his joke about the Batman movie theater shooting.
So I heard that the guy came into the theater about 25 minutes into the movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie. The movie's pretty much a piece of crap. Pretty sure that somebody in that theater about 25 minutes in realizing it was a piece of crap probably was like, oh, shoot me.
The controversial joke resulted in article after article, as well as Twitter posts
his
reading,
ass.
anyone who knows me knows I think Dane Cook is the single worst comedian ever. He's never been funny. Now he's just an awful human being. But while Dane Cook isn't liked for
What
his
time is it,
disrespectful
where you
and
at,
sometimes
MC?
stolen jokes, Theo Von is hailed for his unusual originality.
This nigga Theo
His sense of
hilarious.
humor has been described as so creative, unique, hilarious, and unorthodox that I can't compare him
About
to any other
5:30, so
comedian,
you-
which summarizes Theo Von
East Coast.
perfectly.
Got it.
There's a few guys, Theo's one of them, that have like a style of comedy that you will never be able to explain to someone. They gotta go see him.
When you hear him say, "We had this one guy," you know you're about to hear a wild story full of bizarre situations and
Not
metaphors
American, though?
described in the strangest yet most
You moved to
perfect
America,
way
or are you not
possible.
in America?
Gentleman had half a limb, and he
Which
was
limb?
he was missing part of his leg, I think, or he said he was, so he could have been faking it.
CGI or something?
I don't know what his name was. It was a white dude.
Okay, check.
He's the absolute
What?
king of the metaphor. Whenever he says something is kinda like etc., it's always the funniest,
Oh,
most
you're not in the
outlandish
US.
comparison I've ever
You're not in
heard.
the
He
U.S.
looked
What
like a
you?
guy. If somebody had a
East Coast, not in the U.S. You in Canada?
cheat code in Double Dragon, bro, and they got to use an ultimate character, man.
Tony.
Amen, dude.
There are multiple compilations
got it, got
dedicated
it.
to Theo Von's absolutely
That's fire.
wild
I know some people
sayings,
in
although
chat
at
who-
the same time, he's able
What's
to
up-
show
what's
his
East
softer, more
Coast?
vulnerable
East Coast
side in
is
moments where it's
Toronto?
appropriate. Theo's podcast this past weekend
Vancouver,
has
the other
risen
way,
to
right?
become the 7th most popular podcast on Spotify, while Brennan Schaub's bad reputation has caused his podcast to trend in the opposite direction. Brennan had previously been a UFC fighter. However, after a string of losses, he was convinced by Joe Rogan and Brian Callen to retire and instead pursue comedy.
You have a future in other things.
More
that you're
Canada
really
for
good at.
East,
Like,
but
you're
I'm yet
really
to-
funny.
You
Oh,
say
damn,
funny
I didn't know
shit,
that.
man.
Yeah, you do. You have a ridiculous talent for that.
Although with comments
I just
on
know
Brennan's
Vancouver,
stand-up
Ontario,
this is the best example
and
of
then-
normal people thinking
I
they're
think it's
funny
Toronto,
because they
Vancouver,
make their
Ontario.
friends laugh. His sets aren't exactly the greatest. His first stand-up special titled "You'd Be
that's decent.
Surprised" received an IMDb
Damn!
rating of 1.4 out of 10 stars and was labeled in front of millions as the worst comedy special I've ever seen. It was so bad that even Joe Rogan made a few little jokes about it.
The first one, I would have probably tried to talk you out of it, but I already talked you out of fighting. Yeah. And I was like, I can't talk him out of this too.
However, for Brendan, the worst was yet to come. 3 years after his first special, Brendan Schaub released another one titled Gringo Puppy,
You on your own, fuck nigga. Stop doing drugs.
which received an even lower IMDb score of 1.1 out
This
of
nigga
10
is getting
stars,
record lows.
meaning
I
he
think
was
I got the
unable to
fever.
sell it to a
It's
major
not even
buyer
cold
like
in Florida. How are you
Netflix.
getting the
Instead,
fever?
he uploaded the
Speaking of
special to
cold,
his
is it
YouTube
cold in Toronto
channel,
right
where
now?
it received an 85% dislike ratio and comments such as, "Damn, this guy sure has some hidden talent. Hope he finds it one day."
If it's above 100, it's a fever. Yes. It is cold in Canada. I'm not surprised. It's cold as fuck in the United States right now. I'm coughing till I die. Hey man, you better stop coughing before you green out and you start. You know what I mean?
Every time I feel down, I watch Gringo Puppy. Then I realize whatever has me down or whatever adversity I am facing isn't as bad as this comedy special. You know it's a Brennan
Brian
Schaub
his
stand-up
ass.
special when the comments are funnier than the actual video. With the stand-up again being labeled as the worst comedy special of all time, it seems Brendan's main problem is that he isn't very skilled, and the audience has therefore been gravitating towards Shane Gillis. He got his big break in 2019 after being cast on
what's up?
Saturday
Nah,
Night
because the one
Live,
time I
which he
almost
was then
felt
fired from
death cough.
immediately after
What?
the media dug up
So I
controversial
couldn't
comments
breathe.
made on
Stop
his
doing drugs.
podcast.
I tell you how
No, I got
cold,
canceled
but we use
immediately.
different
You got
temperatures.
canceled on the way.
Well, I'm not an idiot. I know that Celsius is freezing, and I know 32 Fahrenheit is freezing here. I know I could do the translation a little bit, kind of. There's a math equation somewhere where you could translate the two. Toronto will always be cold. Also, I'm like Tim Hortons, not gonna lie. Shit slaps. Ain't Tim Hortons only in Canada? The only reason I know that is because Agent went there. Like one of the first videos I reacted, Zero's freezing, we had -17. What the fuck? Boy, fuck no. Yeah, we over here at like single digits as well, but it's Fahrenheit. So I mean, -17. Hold on, let me look. I got when in doubt, pull out the name long as a bitch. Boy, that nigga name dark. Oh my god, you horny as fuck. I'm gonna call you Trump. What's up, Trump? How you feeling, gang? Welcome to the stream. Timmy's used to be good. We over here 40-50. Shit. That's decent though. Bro, Unc, what?
They literally were like, how about this guy? And
What'd I do?
No. Shane responded by writing, I'm a comedian who pushes boundaries. Sometimes I
know Trump president now. No, he's not.
Yes. If you go through my 10 years of comedy, most of it bad, you're going to find a lot.
I don't keep up with the world. Clearly, I never knew. What are you talking about? That nigga, how do you considering how much, considering how much a POS I am, I still feel good. Thank you, sir. How are you? What do you mean by that? Oh, piece of shit. Damn, what, you sick? Or are you just like a bad person? I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm just streaming, chilling with chat. You know, we watching video about, oh, piece of shit. Yeah. Watching about people that like certain comedians that are hated and loved. That's what that means. I got you. Dame, do you actually believe we vote for our president, or is it already choosing for us? I would hope that we actually vote for our president. Or I'm gonna stop voting. What, you a bad person, but you steal candy from a baby? I be stealing money from little kids. Well, not little kids. There's one kid. He streams. He know who he is.
Bad misses. But while this made him unsuitable,
he should get better at Madden. He wouldn't get his money taken. Anyway.
For SNL, this was ironically exactly what the wider comedy audience wanted. No wonder SNL fired him, he's actually funny. This, in combination with the mountains of press from the incident, took Shane's popularity to a whole new level.
If I saw someone steal from someone, I shoot them.
Listenership
damn, Batman.
Quadrupled. Because then people heard about it and watched it.
So it's helped the podcast.
Like, this is actually funny.
So it's helped the podcast.
Tremendously.
Only made crazier when he'd post his live set in
They
Austin,
switched suppliers.
which gained
McDonald's
over
uses their
20
own
million
suppliers, so
views by
McDonald's
touching
coffee's
on
better
funny
than Canada
political
now?
topics,
That's crazy.
although in a good way where it felt like he didn't have an agenda.
And I don't want to be
like
on
his
the other
mentality?
side of it, where it's like, I'm a free speech guy. It's like, dude, I don't want to be involved in any of this. I just want to do comedy.
Shane's great attitude and likable personality has made him the most subscribed person on Patreon with
Ain't no
around
gangs in my town. Niggas
75,000
get
paid
shot
members
if
in
they act
comparison
here.
to Carrot
Damn,
Top,
nigga,
whose
where
style
you
was so
at?
unique,
Baltimore?
the whole industry turned against him.
Who the fuck
he
is
gained
this?
popularity as a prop comic in the 90s, but while his shows were extremely smart and absolutely hilarious,
O.J. Simpson's football. Okay, go deep, honey. Go deep.
his bizarre look and style made him a
he's a
punching bag
Florida
for anyone,
demon.
Everybody.
You're a funny guy, man. And you at
Oh
least
my
used
goodness.
to take a lot of shit, and I never understood
I
it.
never I don't either. I never have. I would get shit for.
Bro, I'm telling you, them Florida niggas be dangerous. He came in his chat talking about shooting niggas, and guess what? He's from Florida. So what you think about that, Wild? What you think about that?
It's like Nickelback.
This became most obvious when Carrot Top simply flew over his city in a fighter jet.
Florida motherfuckers are crazy. I'm from Florida. I live in Little Mexico.
And everyone's up in arms because the building shook and everybody
Law,
was
that's
like,
what it's
oh,
called.
look, there's a war happening.
I really wanted to say, of course, so bad, but I had to
really,
refrain myself from
honestly
saying
just
it.
pissed because it was me.
And in a Reddit thread talking about him, the only reasons people had to hate Carrot Top was he's annoying, not funny, and comes across as a gigantic douchebag, which pretty much confirms the theory. Carrot Top's name has become synonymous with bad comedian we should make fun of. In another article, Carrot Top was described as the most
Like, I
successful
live not too
comedian
far away
no
from the
one
city,
will
though.
admit
Only
to
like 6
liking,
minutes.
with one of these haters being another comedy
What city?
legend.
So it's Bill Burr just going coals on me. I mean, just right. I mean, just bad.
Who then apologized to Carrot Top after meeting him in person.
And then when I finally meet him, he was like, "Dude, I am so sorry." Like,
Are you in
he came
Chicago,
and
sir?
hugged me and
Carrot Top was hated for so long
I'm
that
from,
he's now
I'm from
considered a
Chicago, but I'm not.
legend.
Kind of like saying, how you gonna answer for me, bitch ass nigga?
Go away.
I'm like 2 hours away from Chicago right now because I'm in school.
He can stay now.
You had somebody
earn my wings.
With Bobby Lee having earned his wings in a similar kind of way. One of the things that makes Bobby Lee
Is
so
Chicago for
likable
Trump?
is his
Take him?
ability to laugh at himself for the sake of audience entertainment.
Bro, you're the worst looking of all of us.
Quit playing with me, Wild. Chicago for Trump? No, I don't think they are. Pretty sure the rest of the state is, but no way gang members vote for Biden. Gang members thought Biden. Actually, you know, it's funny you say that. After Biden, I said Biden. What? After Biden got in office, I seen so many niggas on my timeline like, damn, we got to get Trump back in office, bro. Them PPP loans and them them stimmies and them low gas is hitting, bro. These niggas are. What the fuck?
What do you think he is out of 10? For real?
You're a 2, buddy.
2, buddy. You're like
like a 2.5 at most, probably closer to a 1.5.
Give me a bigger number.
Okay. You want an honest
No,
number?
honest.
Okay. You want the honest
Please,
number?
Please.
I was being generous as a 1.5.
I'm
Trump did. Oh, Trump did try to ban TikTok.
1.7, showing that he's comfortable in his own.
I don't know. There's just two bad options.
Deliver
It's like
some of the most savage roasts on the internet.
My dad abandoned me. But
oh my goodness, y'all! Did y'all watch these niggas? Just Kidding News. I used to be on top of they shit, man. This used to be my shit. This is like asking the question of who would you rather fight, Batman or Captain America? Neither, bitch. I don't want to get hit with a big ass shield, and I don't want Batman to break my arm after I answer his questions. What the fuck?
I love my mom.
In your face. He doesn't have a dad.
Although just like Theo Von, his fans also have a lot of respect for how open he is with his addiction issues and sobriety.
Right before I was gonna get on the plane, I looked at my girlfriend and said, I'm gonna relapse.
When it comes to Bobby Lee's stand-up, a Reddit user wrote, I've seen him do the same set at the Comedy Store like 3 or 4 times, and I nearly cried laughing each time, while another person called it the hardest I've—
Wait, quick question, Trump. How old are you? I'm just curious. You're 26? Okay. I'm gonna tell you like this. You just told all that information to somebody that is 12 years younger than you. He's not gonna understand nothing that shit you're talking about. He just trying to get to the TikTok, get the swiping to see the bitches twerking, seeing niggas shake hips, and, you know, Family Guy on the top with the sand cutting at the bottom.
laughed at a comedy show of a decent slate of shows. It seems Bobby Lee finds love from the audience regardless of what he's doing, while the audience has recently been finding many reasons to hate Tom Segura. At the start of his career, Tom Segura was one of the more
bitch ass nigga, I'm not in chat. Fuck you,
however,
I'm
after
streaming.
losing over 50 pounds and building a net worth of 12 million, his ego became incredibly obvious. He'd begin to joke about the general population by calling them poors.
So I've received a remarkable number of messages, countless poor people, about the use of a washcloth in the shower. And, you know, it's kind
Say
of
less.
known, it's what poors do.
However, it quickly became obvious that he wasn't really joking.
Every time we talk about like a watch or a car, I'll get a bunch of messages from losers that try to tell me that I'm making them feel bad about their situation. I'm struggling with rent this month. Figure it the f*** out.
In October 2023, Tom tweeted about being inconvenienced by American Airlines, and after being called entitled by his fans, Tom responded by stating all the poors and losers have the same response. Oh, you were inconvenienced, well you should accept it. That's what me and my dumb poor family have done for generations. This is why you're poor. In his next tweet, he'd respond to a fan by simply writing poor, while a third tweet read, the lowest level poors get upset, as they've been trained to do when you point out they're happy to do what I'm told servant mentality. They don't value time because their time is worthless. You are specks of shit on a washcloth and washcloths belong in the trash. The rant instantly turned Tom into laughingstock for the internet.
Probably not that much money left over for the guys in the booth either.
Oh,
it's all
man.
Tom and Christina just running around, getting on private jets, making fun of poor people.
While others dug deep to find his wealth was likely inherited.
It turns out Tom was a trust fund kid. His father was the vice president and chief financial advisor of Merrill Lynch for 25 years. Until
Damn.
he took over as the vice president and CFA for the Bank of America. His obituary mentions that he was a member of the Quail Valley Golf Club in Vero Beach, where a membership will run you a very modest $85,000 a year, not counting all of the other fees.
This led Tom to remove the entire chain of airport tweets and avoid every question that might imply he's rich.
What kind of car you have?
What kind?
You have cars?
Yeah,
How many cars you got? You alright?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking.
Tom Segura has no excuse for being a douchebag, given Gabriel Iglesias is substantially richer and is one of the most humble comedians. When you type Gabriel Iglesias controversy into Google, it seems the worst thing he's ever done is pay a fine to a venue for spending too much time recording a Netflix special. Back in 2014, one of these specials was leaked and uploaded to YouTube for free, although instead of issuing a copyright takedown, he'd share the links to his Facebook adding, I can't can't believe someone posted a direct link to watch my Fluffy specials online for free. The nerve. I hope
Nigga, he letting people watch shit for free, bruh. Man, let that be motherfucking. No, I'm not gonna say me because I can't even got the power to take nigga shit down. But
no
damn,
one shares
boy.
or watches these before they get taken down, prompting a top comment reading, "This is why you're awesome, Fluffy. You don't whine about getting pirated, you promote it." Gabriel's nickname Fluffy is a joke about his own weight, which like Bobby Lee shows he's comfortable in his own skin. Although at the same time, Gabriel explained to Joe Rogan that he'd recently lost 70 pounds as a result of following better habits. And it was bad habits that led Carlos Mencia to become incredibly hated. The collapse of his reputation began after Joe Rogan wrote a blog post titled "Carlos Mencia is a weak-minded joke thief," which read, "The latest and most disgusting joke thief of all is a guy named Carlos Mencia. The really crazy thing is that's not even his real name. He sells himself as being Mexican, but the reality is his real name is Ned Holness, and he's actually half German and half Honduran."
Damn, he like wild. I mean, not wild. My fault, bro. He like Agent.
Mexican hook is something he did to integrate himself with the local Mexican population of LA where he started. From here, Joe began calling him Carlos Menstelia before confronting him on stage in an actual comedy club, which was recorded and uploaded to YouTube.
It's easy to say you steal shit, but I don't, because I'm not a little bitch. I think that every time you open your mouth, you talk about me, I think that you're secretly in love with me.
Despite denying the allegations, Carlos was then exposed for stealing from Bill Cosby and Ari Shaffir, after which Carlos made the crazy decision to own the fact that he stole all his jokes.
His attitude was this, like, yeah, I steal.
Damn, Patrice O'Neal.
You better watch your material, because I'll take it, remix it, and make it a hit.
From here, almost every comedian destroyed Carlos Mencia.
A lot of your material, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of your material was too similar to Paul Mooney or Bill Hicks.
And he went from performing in stadiums to small clubs. There's a heavy price to pay for cutting corners in comedy, whereas Chris Rock discovered there's much to gain in the power of a single slap. Chris Rock has been admired and respected since the mid-1980s, although it seems being slapped by Will Smith made him even more loved. Ironically, the Will Smith slap made Chris a beloved winner. Will Smith accomplished the impossible with one targeted slap. Now everybody loves Chris. This was reinforced when Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage, after which Chris Rock jumped on the mic to ask,
"Was that Will Smith?"
Chris Rock just proved that if someone does you wrong in life, just wait, and the perfect moment will present itself. Proud of Chris Rock. He didn't let the Will Smith incident take him to a place of bitterness and anger, but stays humble and even makes a joke out of such a difficult spot to be in. There could not have a more perfect moment to drop that line, and the fact that Chris Rock wasn't really talking about the altercation before leading up to this just adds to the perfection of his delivery, and when Chris Rock did address the controversy in his special, he reinforced a winner's mindset.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail. I couldn't believe it, and I love Men in Black. No, I took that hit like Pacquiao.
Many of you
Nigga
watching this
stupid,
may
bruh.
have been